A recurrence relation is an equation that references itself. Because the function is defined by its own previous values, we use the substitution method to resolve the recursion, repeatedly inserting the equation into itself until the total computational cost is visible as a single expression. We follow a 6-step process: write the recurrence, expand it, identify the pattern, substitute the base case, obtain the closed form, and finally, write the complexity. We will start with this basic linear example. T of n equals T of n minus 1 plus 1. Step 1 is expansion. We replace the inner T of n minus 1 with its own definition, which is T of n minus 2 plus 1. Adding that to our original constant gives us T of n minus 2 plus 2. Another expansion results in T of n minus 3 plus 3. A pattern has emerged. At any step k, the inner variable is reduced by k, and the trailing constant is exactly k. This gives us the generalized form, T of n minus k plus k. To find the stopping condition, we set n minus k equal to our base case of 1. This means k equals n minus 1. Substituting this back into our generalized equation and adding our base case value of 1, the terms simplify to n. The complexity is big theta of n. The substitution method functions by converting a recursive definition into a non-recursive closed-form equation that we can analyze directly. Consider a second example. T of n equals T of n minus 1 plus n. Here, the trailing term is a variable. Unlike a constant, this value will change at every level of the expansion. When we expand the first level, we get T of n minus 2 plus n minus 1 plus the original n. The next level adds n minus 2 to this sequence. These trailing terms begin to accumulate. At the base case, we're left with the sum of every integer from 1 to n. Because we are adding a linear sequence of numbers, the total work is defined by the arithmetic series formula, n times n plus 1 over 2. When we simplify this expression, the n squared term determines the growth rate. This means the time complexity for this recurrence is big theta of n squared. By changing a constant addition to a variable addition, the workload shifts from a linear growth rate to a quadratic curve. In many algorithms, like binary search, we divide the problem size rather than subtracting from it. Our equation is now T of n equals T of n over 2 plus 1. Each expansion doubles the denominator. We go from n over 2 to n over 4, then n over 8. After k expansions, the denominator is 2 to the power of k. To find where this stops, we set the inner term, n over 2 to the k, equal to the base case of 1. Multiplying both sides by 2 to the k gives us n equals 2 to the k. To solve for the exponent k, we take the log base 2 of both sides, resulting in k equals log n. If we instead multiply the subproblem, as in T of n equals 2 times T of n minus 1, the work doubles at every step. The first expansion is 2 squared times T of n minus 2. The second is 2 cubed times T of n minus 3. By the time we reach the base case at step n, the complexity has reached big theta of 2 to the n. The mathematical operation applied to the inner variable, whether it is subtraction, division, or multiplication, strictly defines the family of time complexity the algorithm belongs to. These patterns provide a reliable reference. Subtracting constants leads to linear time, while adding variables leads to quadratic. Dividing the input results in logarithmic growth, and multiplying the subproblem leads to exponential growth. However, consider an equation like T of n equals 2T of n over 2 plus n. When we attempt to substitute here, we have to track both a multiplier and a variable addition simultaneously. As these terms compound, the manual expansions become difficult to simplify without error. When a recurrence involves multiple overlapping operations, we transition to the recursion tree method for a clearer analysis. The substitution method provides the mathematical foundation for simple recurrences, but mastery of algorithm analysis requires using the right tool for the complexity of the problem.